All right then. If that's the case, then the first and second nights on the mountain
Yes.
are more important.
Yeah. Well, today we have the second episode of
Yeah.
Magic Mountain Stories with wonderful guy, beloved, beautiful friend. And so this is gonna be fantastic
Oh, it is
stories
good.
telling.
It's a great story. I actually thought I'd shared that story with you on the last podcast, but apparently only talked about the last night on the mountain.
Yes.
And well, you won't believe what the first and second nights on that mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to hear.
Will we go into it?
We would love. I would love to. I'm so enchanted by this story.
Yeah, well, it's probably one of the best stories ever, really.
Yes.
You know, of these stories I've been saying lately, and maybe I'm out of place to say it, but because of what happened for me in California at Big Sur, on what I refer to as my magic mountain, then I've been cheekily saying that Moses, the great Moses, who spent a night on the mountain with God and came down with the tablets and saw all them Jewish refugees, those enjoying their freedom, turning all their gold into a golden calf. And then Moses came down to the mountain. He wasn't too happy about it, but he had the 10 Commandments engraved in stone of how you should behave in this world. Well, I've been saying that the night I had would make Moses jealous.
Ooh. This is
That's
so good.
it. Because Moses did his number thousands of years ago, don't know exactly how long, but mine happened in 1970, so that's only 56 years ago. When I was in California, 1970, all of 1970.
Wow.
Francesca.
That's crazy. Not too long ago, really.
Not too long. I mean, Moses was thousands of years ago. Mine was recent. But there's no doubt about the fact that I spent that first evening in June 1970 with the Great Spirit people refer to as God or universe or the nature spirit. But it certainly downloaded for me in June 1970 on 3 occasions, and then later on a 4th occasion. So what was I doing in America anyway, Francesca?
Well,
what was I doing there? I didn't want to go to America.
Were you escaping something, exploring
no, never
something?
Never escaping.
You're
Although
on a
if
quest.
there is an escape, it goes back to living in Melbourne, escaping the suburbs. Sorry. I was born in Melbourne, born in St Kilda, and all my young life I was out of sorts. I couldn't feel comfortable in the suburbs of Melbourne up until I was 21 when I left.
Yes.
And since then it's been a great adventure. And I'm sorry to say, all you people in Melbourne, and I hope you go on loving being in Melbourne, and because it's pretty good. You've got St Kilda Footy Club there, and you've got all the other footy clubs there, and that's the best religion of all, Australian Football League, AFL, and that's what I was brought up on. That was my religion.
I didn't realize you love sport. You love
St Kilda.
football.
I don't love sport too much. I know sport's good for people. It's very good for people. But the only thing that I was brought up on religiously was AFL or Victorian Football League, St Kilda. And they never won any premierships all over 100 years in the competition. They never won. All the other teams won lots and lots and lots. St Kilda, up until 1966, had never won a premiership.
Oh,
Which
that's
was
a long...
too long. And they haven't won one since. And that was in 1966. So the so-called Saints, I mean, you got the Demons, they've won lots of premierships. It's just not right. And the Magpies, they do really well. And Brisbane, I mean, the Lions, they do good. But the poor old Saints. Anyway, this year, what year are we in? No, we're not in 19, we're in 2026.
Yeah, this year, 26.
we've actually got some new players, some really skilled players. And me and my boy, we put $100 each on the Saints for the premiership.
Did they win?
We did. I don't foolishly, probably very foolishly, seeing as that they've only won one. So we've got a good team, but they're learning to play together because a lot of new players.
Uh-huh.
And, to be a team, you have to work well together.
Yes, yes.
They're doing okay. They've won, how many games? 4 games, I think. But they lost their last one against the Suns in Darwin, who have never lost in Darwin. That's apparently they play there once a year and they keep on winning up there. This week, St Kilda's playing Richmond. I want to think, poor old Tigers, because they ain't doing very well. But in actual fact, the Tigers are kind of one of my favourite teams. Same with Carlton. I like barracking for the underdogs. I watch all the games.
It's so cool, man. I don't understand.
No, you wouldn't understand. But if you did, you'd be hooked, just like I am.
Really?
Yeah.
You became
AFL, football. It's different to soccer. It's totally different to any other football played anywhere.
I mean, soccer's not rugby, is it? It's different.
No, soccer's not rugby. I don't like rugby. Boof, 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 bam.
Yes.
No, it's a little bit too heavy. But there's so much skill required in AFL, in Australian football rules, that I'm inspired by watching these teams play.
Mm.
They're just incredible.
It is a religion indeed.
It is. Down there it's a religion.
Wow.
It really is. And guess what, you guys? My dad wrote in 1980s, mid-80s, the history of the St Kilda Football Club. He wrote the book.
What's the book called? Do you remember the title?
The book is called The Point of It All. Sounds like a religious thing, right? The Point of It All. In actual fact, that's referring to the 1 point that St Kilda beat Collingwood by in 1966, just by 1 point. And we won our first premiership.
Oh.
We actually won, because there ain't been one since.
Mm.
But and my dad wrote the book, The History of the St Kilda Football Club. Jules Feldmann and Russell Combs, they together that wrote that book. And I've got it at home. But anyway, I've got St Kilda Footy Club to thank for my life of freedom, because on the day of that grand final, I was working at the Royal Melbourne Show, and I wanted to go to the footy, but I had to work at the Royal Melbourne Show as a sales rep for Vincent's Pharmaceuticals.
Ooh.
Yeah, giving away show bags of shocking stuff. Vincent's don't. Anyway, because I had a company car, Francesca.
Yeah.
And at 20, 21 years of old, a company car meant a lot. I didn't have a car, so I had a company car. And apart from going out and doing sales repping, I could keep it at weekends and drive it home at night.
Good thing.
That was a good thing, right?
And they pay for the petrol.
And they paid for the petrol.
Convenience.
Yeah. And so I chose to go on grand final day in September 1966 to work at the showgrounds. Anyway, it was half time, and there's 4 quarters in Australian rules footy. So I listened on the radio to the first quarter. I listened on the radio to the second quarter because I was at the Royal Melbourne Show. And then at halftime, just beginning at halftime, the sales manager rocks up. And there was 2 of us there working. He said, "Hey, boys, what do you got the radio on for?" What do you got the radio on for? It was a grand final. Everybody's listening to the radio. And he barracked for Essendon, and we'd beaten Essendon in the finals. And what he said was, "Well, you're here to work, so turn it off."
How did it go?
Look, I think he was joking.
Oh, yeah.
He'd have to be joking. Turn off the radio. He knew I barracked for St Kilda. And anybody, didn't matter who you barracked for, it was the grand final, for God's sake. He said, "You're here to work. Turn the radio off."
Mm.
Well, that did it. I took the company keys out of my pocket and I threw them about 30 metres away. And I said, "There goes your job, you so-and-so. I'm off to the footy. Bye." And I ran over to the train station, and there was a train just getting ready to leave, and I ran and I got onto it, and it went straight to Richmond, which is only less than a kilometre away, I think, from the MCG.
Oh, wow.
Which is where the footy was playing, the great football ground in Melbourne, the MCG. And it was 3/4 time when I got there, and the gates were open. And I don't know what you do these days, you've got to pay for everything, but at 3/4 time they threw the gates open. So I was able to get in, and I saw the whole of the last quarter, which was so exciting.
So fantastic to be
exciting. And we just scraped through by 1 point. Barry Breen, you beauty, he kicked this point, and that won us the premiership.
Mm.
And then I went home, and there was a huge celebration at my place.
Yes.
And a few days later, I took off. I resigned my job, and I began my first adventure, my first real adventure. And I hitchhiked up to excuse me, it'll come to me. But I got a job on a cruise boat, taking people out to Brampton Island, Linda Mackay. That's where I went to, Mackay.
All the way up north.
All the way up north. Not so far north, but north enough.
Yeah.
And I got this real groovy job being a decky on a cruise ship that took people out to Brampton, Lindeman, Hayman. It was a gorgeous job. Wow. I did that for about 5 or 6 weeks. Anyway, and then I went back to Melbourne. I did get another little job for a plastic bag manufacturing company, X-Thin, plastic bags. For God's sake, what was I doing when I was younger?
I
had no morality, no understanding of anything. I was just doing whatever came out.
Like you said last time, you have to go through a massive amount of ignorance.
Yeah, ignorance is beautiful because ignorance is the yardstick to the joyous discovery of there's more to life than what appears. And there is. There's so much more to our lives than what initially appears to be.
It's true.
Truly it is. You know, we're existing within the framework of a cosmic alignment of all the planets, all the stars, and the infinite universe. Oh, it's billions of stars, right?
Yeah.
And then opposite to that, in the great yin-yang of everything, so the little white circle in the yin-yang, that depicts the light and the stars and the world of form.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, is super hot. Our sun is like a little matchstick compared to the heat of the greatest stars in the universe. Now, what's the opposite to heat? Huh?
Would it be
cold?
Heat. I thought you said to eat.
Heat.
Cold. Sorry.
It's cold, right?
Sure. I thought you said to eat.
Yeah, it's cold. And that's the other side of who we are. Because with its infinite universe of stars and all that heat and everything going on out there is the emptiness, the void, the darkness, in which all light shines, in which everything is participating in the massive theatre of life. Hot, stars, cold, void. Light, stars, darkness, void. Sound, stars, silence, the void. The earth is a perfect balance of these cosmic energies. Like we are on the periphery of the earth, on the periphery, that's on the outside, where the balance, where those two huge temperatures meet, And that's what we know as life. Nature, clouds, rainbows, everything on the periphery of this earth, all within the mix of the cosmos, of which we shall refer to as the dreamer, dreaming the dream. But we are the dream. We awaken to the fact that we are the dreamer and we are the dream. And you connect it to the dream with the dreamer, and you'll end up finding the truth of your being. And so it's better to conceive of it that way as against some fabricated illusionary God. And so we're at a time relevant to my experience, which I have to get to in California, is when the universe created the earth. The reason and the purpose for life on earth is that we are the universal spirit of all beings, manifesting life on earth through the electric magnetic energy of all the stars and everything that's going on, spinning the tale of creation in order for the universe to know who it is. We are the universe on its own journey of becoming, of self-realization, and it needed somewhere to do this. So the earth was created to represent the Leela, the playground, the university of evolution, change, and awakening.
Transformation.
Now, the message I got when I was in California was the universe saying, hey, dude, guess what? You are me and I'm you. Wow! And I am awakening, said the universe. I'm coming out of my ignorance. It gave me the reason and purpose for life, and the current, I don't have to call it an objective, it's just a happening anyway. But the universe is woken up to its ignorance, and we are the universe. So we're in a process of waking up and coming away from the ignorance that creates so much devastation on this earth.
Yeah.
The destruction of nature, the destruction of each other.
Our ego destruct each other.
It's horrendous. And so we are the universe solving its own problems and realizing who it is. And we're about to leave ignorance behind, but we have to get to the other side. That's going to be fairly dramatic because the ignorance doesn't want to go. It's got a big ego, and the ego doesn't want to let go. But in order to self-realize, you have to be humble. You have to be open. You can't get in the way of truth as it comes into you.
I think, one of the ways to not feed the ego is to leave it to starve, disengage from it. Otherwise, it's going to get fed on.
We have to disengage from that we are more than everybody else, and we have to dispense with our greed and our stupidity. We are so bloody stupid, I'm sorry, but we can put the blame at the universe. And the universe is not really stupid, but humans creating the hell on this earth, and it's meant to be heaven on earth as it is out there, and it's meant to be heaven on earth, and all you stars, all you planets, all you little mushroom spores out there in space, start enjoying. We're all a little fidgy bit, little tinsy-winsy bit of the cosmic dream, and we are the cosmic dream. So that should satisfy your ego. Identifying with nature, identifying with the whole. That's a healthy ego. But not, I am greater and more enlightened than you.
More important.
And more important. And excuse me, will I destroy you in order to build myself up? You know, and the rivers and the oceans, this beautiful earth, that's our mama. Pachamama, or Gaia, this beautiful planet that's been kind of ripped apart by humans. Humans are okay. We're part of nature.
I think it's our attitude that's really
terrible
in the way.
Terrible attitude. So I've got written on a blackboard at home, gratitude is the attitude. We have to be grateful for what we've been given. We're not here to be like children fighting over toys. All the different people on the planet, particularly the Palestinians, if I may say so, because they're so strong, they're so beautiful, and their life is being desecrated by ignorance. I'm not going to name who's doing it, but you better betcha it's an ignorant mob that's creating the genocide in the Middle East and just likes to go to war because it's good money in war. Oh, yeah. We're making ammunitions and we can sell these. And look, we'll just show you how good our bombs are. Boom. How good's that? And then there's the ignorant people saying, yeah, okay, give me a dozen bombs. You know, it's money.
How much money we make.
How much money you make.
In the markets, the stock market and all that.
Yeah, and then there's a certain country on the other side, and it's the north of what is the great Americas, that's behaving. But then all around the earth, in Sudan, Russia, Ukraine, all throughout the world, and there has been in history, as history tells us, this conflagrations, this massive people killing people and people killing all the animals as well. You know, it was only a little while ago, there were tours going to Africa and they could pay them lots of money. Let me shoot some lions. Boom, boom, boom. Let me shoot this. Let me shoot the elephant. These are aspects of ourselves. We are the lions and the elephant and the eagles. We're the fish in the rivers and we're the crocodiles and we're the butterflies. And you know what happened the other day, just the other day, outside my kitchen, was a hummingbird.
Oh.
Now, I've never seen a hummingbird in Australia, but apparently we've got them because there was this beautiful golden-chested hummingbird sipping honey from a flower that was like 2 meters out of our kitchen. And there was the hummingbird and the long beak, and it even sang as it drank.
Oh.
Wow. I didn't know we had hummingbirds.
I had no idea.
No.
I know we have the
I still don't
lyrebirds.
know. I need to talk with somebody who says, yeah, we've got hummingbirds in Australia, or no, we don't, and you saw it was an illusion, but it wasn't an illusion.
There's so much to know.
There's so much to know. There's so much to know about who we are and about nature and each other. And so, you know, the planet is here, as I said, as a playground and as a university.
So play nice.
So play nice.
Play
and
kind.
explore. Explore the infinite realms of your being. And then I've got this other thing about to be is a beautiful being. To be. To be is a constant state of becoming, a constant state of growth, a constant state of exploring, a constant state of making love and creating children. But the children need to be conceived in love, gestated in love, born in love, nurtured in love, and wisdom. So our children grow up not being jealous, not feeling hurt and painful because they see their parents fighting. We need to create a natural love nest of life on earth. People say, oh, yeah, but you've always got to have the opposites. Well, I don't think so. I think the journey of life to this moment is the opposite to what can be. And there's been a lot of pain in the journey till now. And what can be is a life virtually without pain. I believe, if we learn to live properly on the planet, it doesn't have to be too much pain. We can still live and die, because that's okay. We're just going back to where we came from, the cosmos. All those people out there, if you're listening, all those people you know and loved, if they have passed, breathe, talk to them. Even if they were babies, if it's happened, it's happened, and the Great Spirit must understand and know why. But we have to create a world where accidents like this, like suffering, becomes unnecessary, because it is unnecessary. So, you know.
It's true.
And one more point. Sorry for taking over.
No, it's fine.
Yeah?
Don't you worry. I'm enjoying listening.
You are?
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
And I was given a lot. So all I'm trying to do is pass it on.
This is perfect. Don't apologize. You haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, good. Because I don't want to take over
No,
the
you're not.
scenario.
No way. This is great, darling.
I'm 80 years old and I'm beginning to shake a little bit. Oh, God. I don't want to get old. I don't want to pass on.
I'm getting there.
We all get old. We're all young and then we're youthful and play and the kids need to have a good ground of becoming. Children need to play as they do with each other and to laugh and whatever.
I mean, it's the best learning is through
playing.
And then
teenagers. And then, of course, we need to know about our sexuality. The girls as they go into puberty and the boys as they get their testosteronic intake and start outtaking or whatever. But the love thing. There's a great education in women, becoming women and knowing what's going on with their bodies and being super sensitive to what's going on in their bodies. And the men have to learn and become aware of the fact that these beautiful women, their lovers, it's just like their mothers. Their mothers was lovers. But the woman needs to fully comprehend what's going on with her. And maybe so she doesn't get too upset when she's bleeding or, and too withdrawn. It's all a natural part of the cycle of life. It's all divine. But we have to get to a point in the new earth, which I do believe is coming, is that, for instance, women know themselves so well. They know when they're fertile and when they're not fertile. So that if they're fertile and they want to make babies, okay, make babies. But if you're fertile and you don't, then you have to know your cycle and know when you can make love without conceiving, without fear of conceiving. So it would be good if making children becomes a conscious choice. Sexuality is great. We love our sexuality. It's beautiful. But don't go there if you don't really know what you're doing, because then children get born sometimes out of lust and lust alone. And we don't want this unless the woman who's conceived, whether it was through lust or not, is happy to have that child and willing to look after that child with a lot of love. But unfortunately, some children are born into families that break up before they're even born, or break up while they're growing up, or, the answer is a new and a great understanding about sexuality and how to deal with it,
Yeah.
So we'll let that point go. Now, back to America. Back until the first night of the mountain, the one where Moses would have definitely got jealous, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loving the starting and so far. Whew. I love how you unmap, but it's so also you get back. It's so good.
Oh yeah, we don't want to lose track of where we're going. I mean, then we'll get lost, won't we? But no, we're not getting lost. We're just getting back to the initial point of the story, which is the storytelling of a young guy in the USA. 1970. I could go into a great story how I got there, but I won't. That can be another time.
Exciting.
I worked my on a ship, actually. I worked my way to the States as a workaway back in early 1970, and I got off in Tampa, Florida. And then the immigration people said, "What? You've only got $400. That's nothing in our country.
No.
We shouldn't be letting you in. Why are you coming here anyway?" And I said, "Well, I never came to be in the States. I want to get to Jamaica. Actually, Israel is my destination."
Oh, Jamaica.
Yeah, I wanted to get to Jamaica, and I told him that. I said, "So if you let me in, I'll hitchhike to Miami, and I'm going to go to Jamaica, and then hopefully work on another ship to Europe or to Israel." That was then. In this day, 15th of May, 2026. I'm sorry, I wouldn't go to Israel if you paid me. Now, when you say the word Israel, you're talking about the country and the history of the people that come there and have taken it over from the Palestinians. And the Israelis can say, oh yeah, but we was there first, thousands of years ago, just be our joint. But they've come as a result of the Second World War and the evil, unbelievable actions of Nazis and Hitler. And the Jewish people, as the whole world knows, suffered immensely through the ignorance of the Nazis who thought they were a superior race. But now we're in a time when, after experiencing that genocidal act, I don't know how you, sorry, Israel, I'm not talking to all the people. I'm talking about the government, the politicians, that shocking bloke out there. We know who he is. And the war machine and the blowing up of homes in Palestine. The total genocide in Gaza. And it seems to be spreading. It's like the Israelis are enjoying killing, and killing. It's like they're enjoying it. But not all Israelis are doing this. We know that people are people all over the world and there's ignorance all over the world. So we just can't point the finger at Israel. We can point the finger in so many directions where evil people, and they're evil because they're ignorant. They've never experienced the true nature of love and truth and the beauty of this earth. They're in some sort of historic framework of reference, seeing themselves as the victims. And that's why it's okay if they kill billions and millions of people. Not billions, but as many as they want to try and kill because they're the victims. They don't want it to happen again. And they do it to other people. This is beyond belief. It really is. Anyway, back to the mountain. Sorry, I can't help myself. I took a card. How do I deal with this? And the card said, identify, but don't, no. It said, witness, but don't identify. Because it's been hurting me. And there was a beautiful Israeli couple came to the temple. And after dinner, I couldn't help going on that rave I just went on. And I felt guilty throughout the night. So in the morning, I picked these little tarot card things, and I picked one thinking exactly about that. How am I to behave at the Rainbow Temple? I don't want to talk about suffering. I don't want to talk about cruelty. I don't want to talk about genocide. I don't want to talk about murder and rape. I want to talk about love and truth, the real truth. So I took a card, helped me, because I felt guilty for bringing it up. And the card said, witness, but do not identify. It's very difficult not to identify, and yet that was the card and the wisdom. See what's going on, but don't take it on. It's very difficult not to take it on.
It's hard, yeah.
Us humans, we're emotional. Yeah, it's very difficult not to take it on.
Because it could happen to us.
It can happen to anybody, yeah. It can happen to us. And by the fact that it's happening to them, it is to us. It is to me, because I am the universal embodiment of life. We all are. We're all the manifestation of the creation of life. Some of us are awakening or are awake, and some of us are deeply sleeping and committing all sorts of atrocities. The horrible duality of humankind that's all over the world. It's not just the Middle East, it's all over the world. So we have to come out of that. We have to stop fearing the unknown, our neighbours, and what we don't know about life. That should be a joyful adventure of discovery, but Not what's happening. Can't believe what's happening. But it happened in the Second World War, it happened in the First World War, it happened all between, it happened thousands of years ago. As the great book, the Bible, tells us, massacres have been going on for centuries, eons. It's time to get over it. Wake up. Love the life you've been born into. Love the beauty of nature. And love each other. And man love woman and woman love man. But not just out of sexuality and lust. Love everything we've been given. The mother, the lover, the mother. The sister. The child within all of us. And us boys, we could grow up to be man. Whatever man is. Well, man is something great. Man is something divine. Find your divine. Stop murdering. Stop being aggressive. Learn to love. Because love is all around us and we just have to wake up to it. We're born out of love. The whole creation was born out of love. Where did it go wrong? And I think it went wrong in way back in the beginning. We forgot where we came from. And then we feared what became the unknown.
Perpetuated by fear.
Yeah. Yeah, we lived by fear. The neighbours on the other side of the mountain, we didn't know what they were on about, but we didn't know, and so we feared what we didn't know.
And jealousy.
And jealousy. Yeah, fear and jealousy and greed, and we have to drop all these negative so-called attributes of humans. Because we are beautiful, by rights we're beautiful. Representations of the stars. And we are the stars. Forget about this stardust stuff. Forget about aliens. We are the stars themselves. We are the whole immaculate universe. And more than that, we are the void, the emptiness, the darkness in which it's all happening. So we just stop pointing the finger at people and saying, oh, they're so dark. By rights, it should be a compliment. Because that's the natural nature of all of us. It's the beautiful silence within. People meditate to get to that silence. It is not evil. It's just the pure space around us that allows us to be. All right? It is, isn't it? I mean, it's scientific, for God's sake. It's something got to be worked out. Anyway, back to America. So I'm going through immigration. I've got $400,
yes.
And they say to me, we shouldn't be letting you into the country.
Yeah.
$400 is nothing. And I said, well, look, I don't want to be here. I want to get to
Jamaica.
Miami,
Oh.
and then get to Jamaica, and then I don't want to come back. So I got to Miami, hitchhiked to Miami, and I bought a 3-week excursion fare to Jamaica, which was a ticket back, but which I didn't think I'd be using, right, Francesca?
Yeah.
But you had to have a ticket out.
Of
And
course.
this was a cheap fare
Yeah.
to Jamaica, Kingston, and back again. So I flew to Jamaica. And what little money I had disappeared within a day or two.
No way. Of course it would.
It's nothing.
Magic money.
The immigration people were right when they said $400 is nothing. And particularly in Jamaica, because I was a white bloke, and even though I had long hair and a beard, you know, I must have been rich because I was white for a start. I probably came from New York.
It's like traveling in Asia for some people as well. You see the white man, you can fly with a plane to get to here.
You must have money. Exactly. If you flew here, everybody from that country got money. So they got it out of me within a matter of days. And it was only through connecting with an English woman there who got to understand my plight.
Oh,
And she looked after me.
in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And then after that, I hitchhiked to the top of the other side of the island from Kingston. And I'm forgetting the name of the village I went to, but it was on the coast.
Right.
And so I arrived there without money, living just in the jungle on the coast.
Yeah.
But then I met this couple from New York.
Mm.
And Buzz and Tony Butters. If this gets out, when I was in Jamaica, I met this beautiful couple. They're married. Buzz was him and Tony was her. And Buzz took to me like a young brother. And Buzz said, "Hey, Guy, how would you like to come out to dinner with us tonight? And have you ever had LSD? No? Then let's do some Orange Sunshine together, okay?" So we went out to dinner and we took LSD. Orange Sunshine, very powerful, very beautiful at the time. It was my first acid experience. And we had a great time.
Yeah.
Then they went to bed.
Yeah.
And I stayed up all night. I went down the beach and waited for the sunrise.
Wow.
And the sun came up and it was all very, 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 very beautiful. And then a couple of young Rastafarians came out and greeted me in Creole, or whatever the right language is.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't speak it. They didn't know English.
Wow,
And
that's
they were full young dreads, right?
interesting.
Total Rastas.
Yes.
They were beautiful. And somehow we conversed. Somehow. And at one point, one of them drew out a big spliff.
What's that?
Joint. A joint.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
They refer to joints in Jamaica as spliffs. Well, most
Spliffs.
smokers refer to a good size.
Spliffs. Oh,
Joint.
okay.
And, yeah, sure. I'd already been smoking, so I took, it looked like a cornetto or an ice cream cone.
Oh, wow.
If I can recall, it was wrapped in newspaper or something. But it was huge. Like that.
You can smoke that much?
Well, he lit it for me. And I've taken a couple of tokes. Oh, good country. And I pass it to him. I go to pass it to him. No. Out he pulls his own spliff. And his mate pulls out his own spliff. All of them like cornettos, ice cream cones.
No way.
No way.
This is good.
I had to sit there and talk with them and didn't know the language, but it was good fun.
Yeah.
It took me an hour to smoke that spliff. I did. It took me a whole hour smoking
You
that
had to
spliff.
smoke all of it?
Yeah, because they had their own. In Jamaica, as far as I know, they don't pass joints or spliffs.
Oh, that's hygienic.
Hygienic for a start, and because they've all got their own ganja.
Yeah.
And if they wanted to share their own ganja, they'd give the ganja. They wouldn't, because that person they give it to can roll their spliff. They don't share, they don't have to. It's like breathing air over there.
Yeah. Not illegal like that.
Everybody can breathe their own air, right? Well, in Jamaica, they will breathe their own spliffs. Certainly back in 1970. Anyway, I spent 3 weeks in Jamaica, and my return ticket back to Miami, and I couldn't get on a ship. I couldn't get anywhere near the jetties and where the boats were, the dock.
Because
it's all
of,
fenced off.
is it because of the...
No, it's just you couldn't get in.
Oh.
Whereas in some other places, the wharves are approachable. In Jamaica at the time, you couldn't get anywhere near it. Excuse me. Anyway, I wasn't meant to. I wasn't meant. It wasn't part of my destiny
Yeah.
to go to Europe and on to Israel. It was my destiny to have one of the best years of my life. And I had many good years. But that year, oh man.
This is one of the best.
This is one of the best. The couple, Buzz and Tony Butters, said, look, if you get in, then come up to New York and we'll look after you, right? Oh. And they had an apartment in Manhattan. And so I didn't know if I was going to get in, because when I first came into America, there was this business at $400 not being enough for them to let me in, but they did.
You
This
quit.
time I had no money.
Oh my God.
Nothing.
Wow.
However, I had the brains in here. And what I did, with long hair, it was long like this hair here. See, Francesca's? I had long, brown, curly hair like Shirley Temple. I never had dreads, but it was long like that, and a big beard. How am I going to get through immigration? So I put my hair back in a ponytail, nice and tight. I put a nice shirt on, pair of shorts, long socks, and whatever shoes I could manifest. And I took off all my beads.
You look like a diplomat almost.
I look like a hippie diplomat.
Wow.
And I made it out that I was something like that, a businessman.
Nice.
Because they asked me the first question. They asked 3 questions. Why are you coming into the country? How long do you intend to stay? How much money have you got?
Ooh.
I got them on the first question. Why are you coming into the country? I said, well, actually, I've got a business appointment in New York next Thursday. And a week after that, I have to be in Copenhagen. And a week after that, I've got to be in Moscow. And they go, okay. And they stamp me in. Because if I was doing all of that, I had to have money. I had nothing.
Of course.
And I got in
Wow.
on a 1-month visa.
Wow.
Yeah. 1-month visa. And I ended up staying there for a year. Anyway.
A year.
Yeah. Yeah, a whole year.
Wow.
Having the best adventures. Like the sort of adventures that would make Moses jealous. Now, I'm sorry if you're out there and you're Christians or you're Jews or you're something and you're religious. Moses was great. Yeah, he sure was onto it.
But this
that was
was a
then.
fantastic.
And now is now. And now we need something new. Right? You got it? I don't want to appear to be egotistical. I'm just telling a story.
Yeah.
So I went up to New York, and Buzz and Butters were back from Jamaica, and they looked after me, and they got me a job washing dishes in a nightclub
Oh.
in New York City.
Yeah.
And I met a lovely woman,
Yes.
and we kind of shared a little bit. But then through her, I met a girlfriend of hers who was in another relationship,
Yeah.
but broke up in that short time that I was there.
Uh-huh.
And she was pretty charismatic, and she was a Scorpio like me.
Oh.
And she said, hey, Guy, I met this man here in New York a few months ago. He lives in Los Angeles. I want to go there. Any chance you can hitchhike with me to Los Angeles?
There you go.
Shen. Her name was Shen.
Oh.
She was gorgeous. She was wild.
Woohoo.
And I was 24. And she, I don't know how she was, much the same. So we left New York City one day. The doorman opened the door. If those big apartments, they have doormen. And we walked out onto the road and started hitchhiking. Because it's still, I didn't have any money. She didn't have any money. We're totally broke. But yet we had to get from New York to California.
You
to Los
have
Angeles.
each other.
Hmm?
You have each other.
We had each other.
Companion.
And that was a bit of, yum yum, having each other. And slowly but surely we made it across the country hitchhiking. And we got to Boulder in Colorado. And Boulder's a university town. And it was during, what time was it? It must have been about May or something.
Right.
April, May, but there was a lot of snow. And we were begging. What do they call it, begging in America? Panhandling. If you're American, you know panhandling. It's people in the streets asking for money or asking for anything, something to eat. It's called panhandling, not begging.
Panhandling.
Yeah,
Panhandling.
yeah, panhandling. Can you put something in my pan? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where it came from,
Yeah.
but that's what it is, or it was in the States. So we get to the university in Boulder, and we are hungry. So we get into the lounge room of the university in
Yes.
Boulder, Colorado. And my girlfriend Shen sits down, and I go walk up the corridor to get to Panhandle and get some money for some food.
Yes.
As I'm walking up the corridor of the university, there's two men walking towards me. One was tall and blonde and a red beard, and he had a guitar over his back.
Ooh.
And the other one was black ass. Well, not African black. He was a Chicano. Indigo was his name. And the other guy, Mel. And they were walking towards me, these two beautiful men, my God.
Yeah.
And I said, excuse me, bros, but me and my missus, we're hitchhiking to LA and we've got no money. Would you have $1 or $2 for a feed? And the big tall one says, yeah, sure, man. And he takes out $10 and he gives it to me. And he says, and would you and your gal like to have a hit of acid as well?
Oh, let's provide it.
Well, sure.
Wow.
Absolutely, yes. So I took them back, introduced them to Shen, who was really gorgeous, and then I think he gave us the acid. He met Shen, and he sat down with her and Indigo, and he took his guitar off, and he opened it up, and it was a Martin D21, 20 years old at the time, as far as I can recall.
Wow.
It was a magical guitar. And he started playing. He's just an incredible musician.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. And his voice and his guitar playing.
How?
Anyway, I went off to get some food and I came back and he was already playing his guitar.
Wow.
And the room by then was nearly full of
Oh,
university students.
Wow.
It was empty when we got there. But after him playing, people coming from everywhere.
Mhm.
And he was so talented. Mel Suma, if you ever hear of this.
Mersuma.
That was 1970. And he was a mid-20s. By now, what does it make it? 56 years later. Hey, Mel, if you're out there, God, I'd love to see you. But he'd be a pretty old fellow by now,
Yeah.
like me.
You can still fly to Rainbow Temple.
Yeah, you can. If he did well in life, he can come and visit.
Yeah.
But wow, what a musician! So we hung in Colorado for a few days at Boulder.
Yes.
And I can recall we had a bit of acid at the time, and it was snowing one day, and I had to walk through snow that deep
Oh, yeah.
in bare feet.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Couldn't
You're
feel
such a gypsy.
Well, at the time, I couldn't feel the snow. I was on really good quality
Naked feet.
acid. And and what happened? So Shen and I got along very well with Mel. He had a girlfriend, and she was beautiful. And Indigo, wow, what a powerful man. I think we were there for about a week. I can remember walking through the snow to get blueberry pancakes.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I remember that day. Oh, wow. Nothing like a good, warm blueberry pancake on a cold winter's day
And bare feet.
in
too.
bare feet. Literally, it wasn't a problem. So we ended up leaving and we hitchhiked down south. I forget which states they were, but we get to Los Angeles. And we get to the home of the man that she was wanting to visit, that she'd met in New York, who said, if you're ever out
Yes.
this way. And it was in a suburban house in, I've never forgotten, where was it? What was that? Arcadia. Yeah? Pasadena, Arcadia. And we get to his house and he's happy he's in his mid-50s. I was in my mid-20s. And she was something like that.
Yes.
And he was really happy to see her.
Oh.
Yeah. And he made us breakfast.
Oh, that's so nice.
It was so nice. It was a good breakfast. And then at the end of breakfast, he said, would you both like to have a spoonful of chocolate-flavored organic mescaline? Mescalito from the cactus in Mexico. Wow. Mescaline, something different. LSD is sort of, it was fun, but mescaline is organic. It comes from the cactus, and it was beautiful.
So it's like from the sap or from... How do they extract it?
Yeah, I don't know how they turn it into what it is, but it's already in the cactus.
Right.
So they've got a method of turning it into well, in this case, chocolate-flavored organic mescaline. Now, I don't know the process, but a whole tablespoonful was so yummy.
What does it do?
Well, acid takes you deep into your brain and you experience, it opens up the brain and you experience dimensions of yourself that you never knew before until you have this opener.
Yes.
It's like opening a can of cherries or fruit salad. It's beautiful if it's good quality and if you're strong enough to be able to go on that journey. Some people aren't.
Yes.
So I'm not here saying everybody should take it because they shouldn't. Sometimes it affects people because they're not ready to have their brains opened up and to have the insight that you do get if you're strong and you go through that influence, right? But this was mescaline. It was different. It was soft. It was velveteen. It was feminine. It was just beautiful. And here comes a little story which maybe I should not be telling.
Why?
Because at that house where Hal lived was two young women, about 16 years old. They didn't live there, but they were visiting.
Yes.
And I'm sitting on the couch or the armchair. Shen is doing a catch-up with the older man, Hal.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there with the mescaline coming on, feeling super good. When one of those young girls comes in and takes my hand and says, "Come with me to the garden." And so we walk out to the backyard, a suburban rectangular garden. It was like morning time and the sun was shining through the smog. And she dropped all her clothes. All her clothes just came off, fell to the ground, and she walked totally naked to the rectangular backyard to the right-hand side, and there were bushes and flowers all the way around. And when she walked over to that point, there were two butterflies. Now, one may well think that I was imagining them butterflies, but I wasn't. They were there. And there's this beautiful young woman and butterflies doing their dance.
Like a fairy.
Around her. Yeah, as if she was a living fairy, which of course she was. I mean, that's where the real fairies are women with fairy energy. They're either young or old, but if they've got the energy, they're fairies. They're working with magic. Not necessarily flying through the air and little wings. I don't know about them kind of fairies. Although I saw one just the other day. I mean, I saw a hummingbird, right?
Yeah.
At the temple, a golden hummingbird singing a song as a drink. Now, I've never seen a hummingbird live before. But I know what they look like because I watch lots of nature documentaries and I know what hummingbirds are, and that was a hummingbird.
Yeah.
Sipping honey and singing a song. Oh, my God. Just 3 days ago. Anyway,
So
the butterflies.
yeah, butterflies in the garden and magic
the naked
fairy.
girl. And me standing there, feeling that this was some kind of American hospitality or something. I hadn't been in the country that much longer, so I dropped all my clothes. And I stood there naked and hypnotized as this beautiful young woman walked around the rectangular garden, smelling flowers, and the butterflies followed her all the way around. They danced around. It was just too beautiful. But then she walked over to me and put a hand on my heart and whispered, "I am you."
Oh, wow. 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 Oh, wow.
And then she took my hand and we went to Hal's bedroom. And my tail was wagging all the way. It was like totally
Like a puppy dog, happy
like
puppy
a puppy
dog.
dog, a happy puppy dog. I didn't think about Shen in there, my girlfriend from the last little period of time. And she took me to Hal's bed. And I wasn't questioning anything. I just went with her as an innocent puppy dog. And we made love. And it was beautiful.
What a beautiful ending. Happy.
Well, it wasn't the ending. It was
It
just
wasn't
the beginning.
at the start.
The
This
beginning.
beautiful start. That's what I should say.
No, it wasn't the ending.
The magic ferry ride, ferry hitchhike.
Yeah. Yeah, well, at the house. But so we're in bed, the young lady and I. And then my girlfriend Shen opens the door. She'd been looking for me and sees me in bed. Well, even though she had had mescaline, it appeared to have the opposite effect of what it had with me. She got so angry. What the fuck? Excuse me.
Drama.
Are you doing in that bed with that little bitch? How dare you in Hal's bed? And I'm sorry. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. I'm really sorry, but I wasn't. It just happened. Anyway, then I come out and I get the story from Hal that young woman was a diagnosed schizophrenic nymphomaniac. These were the words they used those days. And then she was getting hospital treatment. She was only 16. She was getting hospital treatment and electric shock treatment to try and cure her from her natural sense of love.
Poor baby.
Poor baby. Anyway, I realized I'd committed a major something. So I wasn't popular with Shen. I wasn't too popular with the old man. So I think I was only there for a day or two when I decided to leave and hitchhike up Highway 1 past Big Sur, past Santa Cruz to San Francisco. Hitchhiking into San Francisco, Francesca, this young man picks me up. A few years older than me, right in his late 20s. I was mid-20s.
Yes.
And he finds out I'm from Australia,
Oh.
that I didn't have any money, and I'd never been into Frisco before. It was my destiny, pure destiny to meet this man.
What's Frisco?
San Francisco.
Oh, so Frisco. Oh, you call it Frisco.
Yeah, well, after you've been there for a while.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Frisco is San Francisco.
Okay. I thought it was just.
And I'm hitchhiking in. I've just come up Highway 1, and this bloke picks me up, and he's going into Frisco, and he finds out I've got no money. I'm from Australia, nowhere to live that I knew of. And he says, well, you're in luck, brother, or whatever he called me.
Yeah.
He said, I'm a carpenter, and I've got a job on at the moment, and I need somebody to work with me.
Oh.
So you can work with me, and I'll pay you, and you can stay at my place.
Oh, that's nice.
And me and my missus are having a party tonight.
What a welcome.
What a welcome. What a welcome. And straight into Haight-Ashbury, the most alternative part of San Francisco,
Oh, wow.
where all the great artists and new ageies.
It's like going to another Byron.
Yeah. It's America's equivalent, and it certainly was then, and is now, I believe, Haight-Ashbury. All those Americans who've been there would know it only too well. So we drive into his home, an apartment there on one of the main roads, and I meet his beautiful partner, and sure enough, she was making food, getting ready for a lot of people to arrive.
Yeah, party time.
Party time. And imagine how I felt. A place to stay, a job, food, everything.
Get paid.
And then all these beautiful people started rocking up for the party. A bit of acid, a few spliffs. I was having a great time.
Yeah, it's the epitome of beautiful life.
It was. The epitome of a beautiful life. And then, the next day we went off to work. And we had to work in a place called Sausalito, which was on the other side from San Francisco. You go over the Golden Gate Bridge and down into Marin County. And there's Mill Valley, Sausalito, and many other beautiful places. Sausalito is where there's lots of restaurants and yacht booths where the yachts can, and it was beautiful. And our job was putting a shingle roof on a building opposite a really good restaurant, which was jutting out into the harbour. And we put a few shingles on that day. We had a few days of work there. But then at the end of that first day's work, a tall, bold man who was 39 at the time, and he was at the party.
Yeah.
I can't remember talking to him, but maybe I did. Because it was such a good time there at the party. He turns up at the job site where we're working. It's the end of the day. And he says, Guy, last night you inspired me to write a poem
Oh.
for you. Would you like to read it? Wow. Nobody'd ever written a poem for me before. And I said, oh, yeah? And he said, but first I need to know your family name. And I said, Feldmann. Guy Feldmann, Feldman. And he wrote on the top of the poem, for Guy Feldmann. And then he gave it to me to read in beautiful handwriting, 3 stanzas, all on one page. And I read it. Wow, man. This is a pretty cosmic, cryptic poem. It seems to be about everybody. And if it is, why has it got my name on it? And he said, Guy, that poem is about everybody and everything. 3 stanzas poem about everybody and everything. So I read it, kind of get it. Very cryptic. Cryptic means hidden.
Yeah. Like Leonard Cohen stuff, really cryptic.
Yeah. He was good at it. So I folded up the poem and I put it in my wallet. Thanks, mate. And I had 2 or 3 weeks adventure in San Francisco, made a little bit of money, had breakfast with Janis Joplin, spent an hour. That was in the restaurant opposite where we're putting on the shingle roof. And me and the bro walked in. He knew her. And she was sitting there with some other famous singer. I can't remember her name.
Janis Joplin.
Wow,
that's amazing.
So we walk in and there's a woman with ostrich feathers, low-cut gown, and a girlfriend who's just as famous as nearly, but I can't remember her name. Anyway, my friend Dan, she looks up and he says, hi, Pearl. And she said, hi, Dan. He said, do you mind if we join you? And she said, please do. So we went and sat with Janis Joplin and Pearl. She'd been introduced to me as Pearl, which was her nickname.
Yes.
And the other woman, she's also famous, I forget her name. Anyway, Pearl and I embarked on conversation. And she was eating a steak dinner, a steak breakfast.
Yes, steak breakfast.
Ostrich feathers, low-cut gown. Obviously been out all night, both of them.
Having great time.
Having great times, as she did. Anyway, I spoke to her for about an hour. I ended up eating the breakfast that she couldn't finish.
Oh.
And it was only when we were walking out of the restaurant did my friend Dan say to me, do you know whose breakfast you just ate? And I said, yeah, Pearl's. And he said, Janis Joplin. Oh, what the heck? Oh, no. I mean, I was 24. Everybody in the alternative world knew Janis Joplin, but not this
Yeah,
Not this boy, silly bugger.
young boy from
Empty-headed silly
Australia.
bugger.
Well, you're young.
And so I said, let's go back in, but I was only joking because it was already too late. But hopefully she enjoyed meeting somebody that didn't know who she was.
Of course, they
Yeah?
do.
We did. We had a good time.
I've met some incredible, amazing, humble people who sat there,
Yeah,
and I
she
have no
wasn't
idea
about
who
to
they
say,
are.
dude, I'm Janis Joplin.
No, they don't say
No,
that.
she
they
didn't,
let
of
you
course
ask
not.
questions. They let you
Yeah.
converse with them. Like
She said, so you do a bit of travelling, do you? And she said, I do too.
oh, that's
And I'm sure she was thinking, should I pick this bloke up or what? You know? And I'm thinking, I can feel that energy, but I had things to do. She didn't ask, and I didn't have to say anything. And I went back to work because that was our morning coffee break.
such a fantastic story.
Oh, it's a great story, and I haven't even started.
Yeah, exactly. We're just on the way to getting started.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we can get all the way. I really tell one mountain story, the first, and then it's got the second, and then the third, which I believe you already heard on a podcast.
But we will hear more.
I thought I told the whole
There's
story,
going to be
yeah.
other episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, just until the first one,
Yeah.
because it's enough. It's huge.
Yes.
So I'm in San Francisco. I'm thinking about the young woman that seduced me.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and that she's getting electric shock treatment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. So I thought, this is no good. This can't be happening. Such a beautiful young woman being electric shocked because I had the inclination to sleep with me.
Not only
Or
that.
boys, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe even girls. I don't know. But she certainly seduced me under the influence of mescaline. Now, I'm not going to feel too guilty about it. Maybe there's some of you people out there going, but I was only 24. I wasn't this old fella. And she did a good job of getting me into bed. Anyway, I'm thinking about how terrible it is that she's getting this treatment. So I decide I want to rescue her. And the way of wanting to rescue her was to go down, see if she wanted to get married, and go and see her parents and ask them for her hand in marriage. That was my idea of saving her. Couldn't just run away with her or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the old-fashioned way. It's just to go ask for a hand in marriage.
Yeah, I did the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, the decent old-fashioned way.
The decent old-fashioned.
The other way is to run away, for sure.
The other way would be just run away. Let's go. Let's make more love. Wow. Well.
Did you do it?
It's an amazing story.
Yes.
I left San Francisco to hitchhike to Los Angeles. The first thing that happens is a young man, about 19 years old, stops and picks me up, and yes, he is going to Los Angeles, you beauty, lift all the way.
Yeah.
And as I get in the car, he explains to me that how excited he is because he's about to see the ocean.
Oh.
For the first time.
No way.
Yeah. He came from Chicago.
All right.
And he just arrived and he was looking forward to seeing the ocean. And I said, oh, bro, that's wonderful. I've got some ganja here and let me roll a little spliff and let's go to the first beach. And we did that. We walked onto the beach and lit up the spliff and his jaw drops. And I think mine might have too, because out in the surf swimming by at that moment was a school of orcas.
Orcas?
Orcas, the giant
yes.
whale sharks.
Yes.
Massive, white and black.
Wow.
Huge dorsal fins. A school of them was just swimming by. And you could see the whole fish in the surf because the waves were coming this way and they wasn't catching them like dolphins.
Yeah.
They would just come up in the wave and you'd see the whole fish.
Yes, yes.
And there was a school of them swimming by. And that was his first look at the ocean.
What an amazing scene for him.
What an amazing scene.
First time to see the
First time to see the ocean.
The beach, yeah.
And a school of whale sharks going by. Anyway, I saw the humour in it. To me, it was really funny that he should be seeing that for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, it's novelty for him.
It was so funny. And I was stoned and he was. And I said, look, in Australia we've got sharks.
Crocodiles.
But nothing like this.
Yeah.
So let's not go swimming. Not that we intended to go swimming. We weren't going to go swimming anyway. So I had a good laugh and whatever. It was an amazing experience. And we went back, got in the car and continued our journey down the highway, on the coastal highway. And I think it's called Highway 1. Anyway, we're coming through Big Sur. We passed Santa Cruz and these other little towns. And Big Sur is where the San Andreas Mountains and the San Andreas fault line is. So there's been earthquakes in the past. So you've got these big, beautiful mountains and rivers flowing out to the ocean. Absolutely powerful, powerful, beautiful country. So we're coming along on the cliff and there was the ocean. And I said, hey, man, if you're not in a hurry to get to Los Angeles, let's camp out. Let's find a place and camp. So we're up high and then the road comes down and over a bridge, comes well into the valley and then over a bridge and up again. And so we drove over the bridge, parked the car, and where to camp? The beach was too far away. It was 1.5 kilometres through thick scrub. The valley in to where the river came from looked really beautiful. But there was a sign there saying, trespassers prosecuted. And of course, that decided. Thank God humans are mainly rebellious. You know, oh, there's a sign. We'll get prosecuted. Oh, we won't go in there.
It's mine.
Of course we went in there.
Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't you be? It's your guy.
I'm Guy, and we're all humans, and we like exploring and stuff, and we don't like to be told.
Yeah, and if you didn't just go, you wouldn't meet all these people along the way and get somewhere all that far. So just go for it.
It was the best things I've ever done.
No permission needed.
No permission needed. So we walked in, him and I, along the river on the south side, and there's this big hill. I call it to my mountain. It was just a big hill, and we couldn't get past it. But there was thick scrub there, and I suggested to him, hey, bro, let's push our way through the scrub, and maybe on the top there's a clearing with a view.
Nice idea.
It was a good idea. So that's what we did. We spent about 20 minutes or so pushing our way through thick scrub, climbing through the scrub. And then we came out on top into a grassy clearing with that stag grazing, a big stag, male deer, with the horns, grazing. He was about 30 metres away. He saw us and calmly turned around and went the opposite direction. An owl flew by, a big owl flew by. In the middle of that grassy clearing was another little hill about as high as this room with a trinity of boulders on top. It was a sacred Indian site.
Oh, wow.
It was. Even then we knew it was a sacred Indian site. The 3 boulders about yay big together, 1, 2, 3. And the view, the sun was going down over the ocean and, oh, wow, the best view. And there was Highway 1 down there, about 1.5 kilometres away, and our car parked on the other side. And it was so beautiful.
Nature. There is nothing that beats the beauty of nature.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Don't even begin to think there is, because there ain't. And fortunately, man and woman are part of nature too, and we're beautiful. You know, inherently we're supposed to be beautiful. Not just in looks, but beings, beautiful beings. Like the kookaburras and the whales and the dolphins and the fish in the sea and the worms in the ground and the birds in the sky. Nature is, and the trees and everything, nature itself is beautiful beyond anything.
Beyond description.
Beyond description. So that was a really good perspective and spot.
What a great idea.
What a great idea. We stayed there. Yeah?
Yes.
And I got in the middle of the Trinity of Rocks, the three big boulders, obvious sacred insight, and I got in the middle. And the sun slowly going down. And it was reflecting off the river below as it went into the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
The light was reflecting off the river, like pulsating, like blood. And the river looked like blood going into the ocean. And I don't want to be rude or crude, but it was coming out of the valley, which went over this way and over that way. And lots of scrub. Does that remind you of anything? It's like a valley and the water coming out. And in the ocean, just off the beach, was two massive boulders in the ocean.
For sure. It's
I'm a Scorpio, by the way.
Yeah.
So I see things that maybe other people don't notice. But the valley was like a vagina.
Yeah.
And the big rocks like testicles.
Of course.
So it was very...
I mean, you describe it as what I see. I see.
Yes, it really was.
I mean,
beautiful.
Nature depicts everything.
Nature is... we could speak forever about the beauty of nature.
We even create deities to impersonate nature.
Yeah.
How great and beautiful nature is.
Yeah. And the great awakening is that we are nature. And we are divine and beautiful just like nature. We really are. We're born of nature. We've got the water in there. We've got the little sunshine in there beating away, boom, boom, boom. We are fire, earth, air, and water, and spirit. This is the makeup of the human physical condition. And even non-physical if we're dealing with spirit. But fire, earth, air, water, and spirit.
So how did you spend the night there?
Well, I haven't begun the story yet.
Yeah.
Francesca, because I get in the middle of the Trinity of Rocks, the sacred Indian site, and the sun goes down over the ocean, beautiful sunset, right in the guts that went down of that valley out there. And shortly after it goes down, and I'm still in the middle of the rocks, and I'm looking out to the ocean, I can't believe what I'm looking at. From the horizon of the ocean, rolling towards the land, was a tsunami.
No kidding.
Yeah, a tsunami of mist.
Oh.
Of mist. A tsunami of mist rolling from the horizon towards the land in about a 20-meter carpet. And people who live in California, they know about this thing because it's a natural happening. But what happened for us was a natural, unnatural, divine phenomena. Because for a start, he'd never seen the ocean, let alone the
Yes.
river. And it's covering the whole horizon, rolling like a huge wave. But what had also happened in the meantime, a full moon had come up over the mountains behind us.
Oh my goodness. That's
A
just
full moon.
hyper beautiful.
Hyper beautiful. It was like, oh, get out. And it was shining on that tsunami, on that huge wave, like it was a pure white carpet. Wow. Rolling, billowing in one long line towards the land. And we were witnessing it from a mountain, looking down.
He must have been so feeling absolutely in a trance with all that magic to experience.
He was, but I more than ever, because it was for me.
Yes.
It was for me.
Yeah.
It was mainly for me. It was for him too. But what happens is this is where you get really, where a normal phenomena turns into an unnatural, unbelievable phenomena. Because it rolls all the way to the land, it comes against the valley walls, rolls around, it rolls straight through into the valley below us, this mist with moon shining down on pure white carpet of mist. It goes deeper and deeper into the valley, and it sends tumbling fingers of mist up all the crevices. So you're looking at this thing that's going deeper and deeper into the valley and sending arms like a multi-octopus, like it had so many things reaching up and up. And it goes deeper and deeper, and it gets higher and higher until, because we're on the mountain in the middle of a valley, it goes around us And it's quite high by then. And we expected to be covered in the mist. We expected,
Of course.
but we didn't.
And what
The mist forms a 50-metre roughly radius around us.
No way.
I don't know if it was radius or what do you call it? Anyway, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Diameter. No, it was 50 metres radius. It was a big circle around us. It stopped coming in, it stopped getting closer, but in a perfect circle kept on rising and rising and rising, but never came in. Never came in on that perfect circle. It created a cylinder, a massive cylinder. I don't know, 80, 100 metres above us.
Wow.
And it just kept getting higher and higher, and it forms this massive cylinder where I could look up and just see the stars up there just because there was so much light in the sky because of the full moon, which you could no longer see. It was out there on an angle. And all this light shines down the cylinder as if somebody was holding a torch. The sun had set, but this amazing light shone down on us.
Wow. Wow.
This true story.
Yeah. I don't doubt that people experience these things.
Yeah,
and
people
you
experience
as well.
different
People
stories
experience
all
a
over the world.
lot of things.
Yeah, so if you're out there and you're having a spiritual experience, believe it. Believe it.
Whether somebody believe you or not, it's
Whether
your
other people believe
experience.
you or not, it's your experience. And I'm only sharing this experience, but now we get a little bit further on to the story. In that light, I remember the poem that's in my wallet. And the man had told me, yes, Guy, that poem is about everybody and everything. And it's for you to understand, and believe me, you will. All I ask is you please keep it with you. And I hadn't taken it out of my wallet since that time. I take it out and I read it in this light, in this incredible circumstance. And the words that I read in 3 stanzas tells the story of what life is.
Because it was a cryptic.
Where it's going.
Yeah.
Well, the cryptic stuff kind of disappeared. And I was able to read it.
Yeah.
And it meant everything. It's a bit deep. I know people out there probably want me to share the poem with you. I'd still actually have the poem. But I am the poem. I became the poem. I became the truth of that poem. And how did I find out that I became the truth of the poem? Was because in the morning, when the sun was rising, I said to the bro, hey man, let's hit the road. And he said, oh, Guy, after what happened last night, I don't think I'm ready. I need to digest that experience. That was incredible.
Wow.
And I said, well, bro, I'm on a romantic journey. So if you don't mind, I'm going to head down to the highway and start hitchhiking. And if I'm still there when you come, great. Yeah, bro, what a night. Wow. Woo. Woo. What a night. He saw it.
Yeah.
And so and the reindeer, what's it called?
Yes, the stag.
The stag had created a path down to the river below, through the bushes, and you couldn't see it.
So you see that you can,
to drink. And I was able to walk down there, didn't have to push my way through the scrubbers. I was walking down this hidden path, and I'm walking out to the highway, and I can see a car coming around up the top there and coming down into the valley, and I keep on walking, I go walking. I get underneath the fence, there's the car, I stick my thumb out, and it stops. 2 rabbis. 2 rabbis in that car. 2 young rabbis. And I get in the back seat. It's the Talmud and the Torah. Big leather-bound Bible books.
Yeah.
The 2 of them.
Yeah.
And I tell the rabbis that I've just had this incredible experience on the mountain. Now, rabbis like to ask questions.
Oh, interesting.
And they were going all the way to Los Angeles, which was, I don't know, another 80, 100 Ks. I don't know. Forget. It's a way. Rabbis in the front, me in the back, long hair, beard, and the Bible, Talmud and the Torah. Now, the universe, apart from leading me into the experience, also created those rabbis. So I was truly awake to what I'd experienced. Because I tell them I've had this sort of awakening on the mountain, and they start asking me questions about life. And I'm in the back seat answering all their questions with so much wisdom, so much insight, so much beauty. I was blowing my own brain. The day before, I wouldn't have known the answers, but all of a sudden, I had the answers. And they were beautiful answers. I know, sometimes I say, I wish I had a tape recording of that journey, the questions and my answers.
Yes.
But to sum it all up, and I don't know whether I should be talking this, you're going to think I'm totally nuts and crazy.
No.
I am merely describing the beginning of my eventful journey of life. When the rabbis and I, when we got to Los Angeles, the rabbis got out of the car. They dropped me off in LA, and they got out of the car, and they said, Guy, we want to shake your hand. And we want you to know that we believe you are the Messiah, because you answered everything we had to ask. And I had. I laughed. I don't know about the Messiah, but the mess I am. And the mess we are. And the mess it is. And if we can clean up the mess, there'll be no waiting around for some Messiah. We are all that. We need to clean up the mess. I am the mess I am. And then they put a smile on their face and they drove off. And my magical adventure hasn't finished yet, nowhere near. But there's another night on the mountain that comes 2 weeks later. And I'd like to share that with you, but on a subsequent occasion. Okay, you guys? Love you all out there. We're all part of the Magical Mystery Tour. We're all one with the creation. We're just going to get rid of the ignorance that creates the suffering. We have to wake up to the pure love of which we're born. And that's the message of the great awakening that's taking place on the planet. In the meantime, we've been shown the worst of the worst, which is a yardstick to what we don't want. So it's actually waking up people to seek for truth and seek for love, because what we're experiencing with our eyes and feeling with our hearts, with the communication that exists on the planet, we know what's going on everywhere. The negative is on its way out.
As much as we want to be, be blind about it, we can't really.
So many people crying and in pain and anguish about what they're seeing on their televisions and they're listening to on their radios. What is happening, and if there's people out there and you believe in what you're doing, the killing and the murdering, because you believe you're the chosen people, well, actually, you're the chosen to show exactly what is not the truth and what is not love. The whole world is awakening because of the catastrophe that's going on in the Middle East, in Ukraine, in Africa, everywhere. The catastrophe is not what it's about, but it's part of the journey of becoming. But the future will be without the catastrophe. Better believe it. Bye.
That was so beautiful. I'm so glad you came. That was also unplanned, and it was really fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice that you speak up.
Yeah,
on
I think
behalf
it's time to
of
speak up.
in behalf of so many.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's very profound sharing, and I really appreciate it.
more to come, right?
Of course,
So she's got
absolutely.
the next night on the mountain, which was phenomenal.
Yes.
And you guys aren't going to believe it. The second night, apparently I've already done the third night,
Yes.
but the second night is our next storytelling.
Yes.
Lots of love.